Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Covered Conversations, where we take a moment to pause and reflect and have these dynamic conversations with amazing women. Today, I'm chatting to the beautiful kindness ambassador, Aishah Limpho Letlala, and she has recently been crowned the second princess to the Miss Curvylicious South Africa pageant. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Dimpo Aishah Limpho. Is that what we're saying? Second princess to the Miss Curvylicious SA pageant. How does it feel?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Oh, alhamdulillah. It feels good. A win is always good, eh? It feels good to be a winner.
Always. And I think we've achieved with all the hard work that we put in. Alhamdulillah, I just got to say congratulations. Well done. You've achieved. We've got there. We've worked together on this project for, I don't know, almost a year. And
yeah, it's a full year. It's been a long journey. So the win and just being on the top 3 is, alhamdulillah, subhanallah, it shows that hard work does really pay. And you know the journey. So it's been really fruitful.
Yes, it has. And I know the journey. And on that journey, right, what was it like? How did you feel when they crowned you second princess? When you heard them calling your name, how did it feel?
I think for that day, I was contestant number 4 for the whole day. I literally, if they would call my name, I wouldn't know. So when we were called to the top 5, and they actually started with me when they called the top 5. Okay, right. And then we're done. We've answered. Now it's the moment where they start calling the top 3, and my mind just went, I don't know, AWOL, and then they said contestant number 4, and then I stood there like contestant number 4, like, oh, it's me. and then I realized, oh, okay, yeah, now we're on the top 3, this is the deal. So that's where the highlight was, and that was almost at the end of the evening, and I realized that I'd made it to the top 3. So it was a moment of shock. You know, sometimes we really don't feel or think we're deserving of certain things. I'd already written myself out. Even though I'd made it to the top 5, I was okay with settling for top 5. So when I was called to the top 3, it was, oh yeah, I made it. But I don't know what I was expecting because I really worked hard for it.
Oh, wow. Why did you think you settled? Did you like settle in that moment? Or was it like just a calm moment where you felt, okay, I'm happy where I've achieved?
You know, when you realize in pageantry that the judging category it's quite different, and they look at a lot of things, and I thought, oh, maybe I didn't meet up to their standards, especially when we wore the sportswear. You know, they had tennis skirts, and I had my tennis skirt with stockings. I had all covered up. So that reality was, okay, I probably don't really fit in here. So I really want to move forward based on that. So that was like the way I'd written it off. I was okay with top 5. It was the journey for me. But alhamdulillah, we made it this far.
Alhamdulillah, shukr. What was it like being the only Muslim woman at a pageant of this caliber?
In the beginning, it was quite difficult because everybody is in different areas and we're all campaigning separately. Only a few times we'd met, but the ladies were wonderful. But I would like to thank the management above all for always accommodating me, understanding, and, you know, bending rules, I will say, for me in terms of the modesty, in terms of certain things that I needed to do. And mostly for accommodating my prayer times, even in the schedule of rehearsals and all of that, even in between photo shoots. You know, I'd grab my masala, go somewhere and, you know, read my salah. They accommodated in terms of food. So it was beautiful. It was humbling, really. And I can never, ever overlook that. Even with the ladies that I'd shared my room with in boot camp, they were curious. They're like, okay, so you don't do this, you know, had conversations like that. But it was more humbling that we were all prayerful women. You know, they would also like remind me, you haven't prayed, it's your time. You know, they would wake
Oh,
me up,
wow.
especially for Fajr, because we slept late and my alarm would go off and I really dozed off. They would be like, it's time to go pray so we can get ready. So it was a beautiful moment to be in a space where diversity was welcomed like that. And I think as Muslims, if we put ourselves in spaces where we allow people to understand and learn about us, people will really be able to understand and embrace Islam not as a foreign religion.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, wow, that's amazing. You're actually giving me goosebumps. So what was your take? What's your take back from that? From this journey, what is the take back that you're taking with you?
My take back from the journey is be true to yourself. I think in the midst of the rush and everything, on the end of the night, there's a lady that said to me, oh, wow, it was beautiful seeing you stand true to your modesty. And I don't even think she was aware that I was Muslim. She just saw that I covered up a lot. And it really made me realize that, you know, and most times it's very important to stay true to who you are, despite how society or the world perceives certain things. Your authenticity will always be the one that makes you win. So my standing true to myself and being real about who I was, even with the management, was I'd already won in my eyes, because I'd already crowned myself being able to stand out there in being weird and confidently bold in my weirdness.
Oh, beautiful. I love that. I love that. I don't think it's the weirdness. I think it's like being confident in your normal, like, you know,
In your
and
normal, yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I know we've been talking about this. There was moments where you had your doubts and we pushed through. I want to know, like, when you were there and you were doing what you were doing, being your weird self, like you say, how did the kindness come in? And how did you tie in confidence? I know there's like, you know, kindness and confidence, they go hand in hand, right? So how did you balance being strong and assertive, but being kind as well?
I think being strong, it's irrelevant in pageantry, especially on the fire. Everybody was shaking and it was a competition at the end of the day. Hey, that's where I
Yeah.
realized that it is a competition and people are competitive. So some people are really overly competitive, and you have to now censor yourself that, okay, these are not the people that you were with a few days ago or when you started this journey. Everyone is for themselves here. So even if people would act somehow, just remember to be kind and set your boundaries. I think a lot of the lesson that I learned here was to set my boundaries and be in my own bubble, but not feel excluded or make other people feel excluded. At the end of the day, everybody wanted the crown, everybody wanted to win. And sometimes when you act with kindness and empathy, you just become so naive to certain things. So I needed to remind myself that if I want to win, I am Dimpo Aisha and I'm here alone. And, you know, even when I auditioned, I was alone. I didn't know anybody. Ultimately, even in the sisterhood or in life in general, is you've got to remember that everybody wants the win and there will be distractions in your way to the win. So it's important to just never lose yourself. And I think trust in Allah most of all. That's what I did at that point. And even in the unkindness that would have come during the pageant or the days leading to the pageant, I just overlooked it and tried to remember that I'm a kindness ambassador.
Subhanallah. Kindness and confidence often go hand in hand, Aisha. So how do you balance being strong and assertive?
I think strength for me. Oh, sorry, my sesh is disturbing me. My win.
Your win, yes. Yeah, just put it up.
For me during pageantry, wow, it's hard to really find it because you're scared half the time, you're anxious all the time, but it's just about trying to channel yourself into breathing. That's the strength you need, like be within yourself. Also in understanding kindness is accommodating other people. I think I learned that when you're an empath and whatever, you forget sometimes that oh, these people, I'm in competition with these people. And some people have a competitive spirit. So at the time where you are trying to find your inner strength to be able to get through the evening, you've got to remember to be kind. And being kind is being kind to yourself and setting your boundaries, to not be attentive of whatever that is happening that is external from you. So you just need to be kinder to yourself. That's the most important thing at that moment, that I realized that kindness towards people is you've mastered that. But are you kind to yourself to say, I'm not going to be affected by other people's energy or anything that is a distraction at this moment? So strength and kindness needed to be within yourself. It generally was not about anything external.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Kindness within. I love that. Before we end off, I think we're going to end off now. I just want you to give me one defining moment during the pageant that changed how you see yourself now.
Whew. How I see myself. You know, a lot of exercises or experiences I get through is, I know I'm a winner, but you know, you procrastinate a lot as a person. As, oh, am I valid to be in this space? Am I enough? You know, you can affirm it and say it and meditate on it all the time, but do you actually believe it? But at that moment when I stood before they announced the first princess, I stood there in the front alone, and people were screaming, and I could not even see my family because it was dark. They could see me and I couldn't see them. But I was just at the strangers that were screaming for me. And I realized that being true and making it this far was the win. You know, with or without the crowd, making it this far was the win. So I realized that it's important to see things through, and that I'm enough and I'm a winner. That's what I saw for myself then. And despite everything, just seeing anything through is a win in itself.
Oh, you are enough. Definitely. I love that as well. You are enough. Wow. So what's next? Let's end off with what's next. What's next for Aishah?
There's so much that's next, but it's a lot of work that goes back into charity work, because the vision and the mission of Miss Curvylicious SA is giving back to the community. So as part, I need to go back to the community radio stations that I've interviewed, speak about the win, speak about the journey, speak and try and find projects that I can collaborate with now in my in my reigning as the second princess. But I've also done a collaborative co-authoring, and the book is being launched on the 29th. There is a lot of partnerships and possibilities of nice things in the pipelines, but I don't want to give out too much, because I still want you to keep following and sharing in my journey and in my stories on my social media. I love the storytelling, and snippets of it will be shared.
Oh yes, please share, and tag, because then we can reshare.
Oh, the highlight.
Well.
Let me give a highlight first before we do. I'm graduating next week from the public speaking cohort program that I was doing. So a bit of confidence I got through the stage was from the tools that I learned from the public speaking cohort program.
Oh, wow. Again, another congratulations. I think that's the word of the year for you, is congratulations, love. I mean, lots of love, light towards you. It's been amazing working with you. You inspire me in so many ways. You need to know that. I think I need to say this on air. You are an inspiration in itself. Jazakallah so much for taking out the time and being with us. And yeah, more to come. We'll chat soon again, inshallah.
Jazakallah so much for having me, and Covered is my family. Covered has been very supportive. This crowd needs to just come over for a celebration over coffee and tea. And but Jazakallah so much for the support throughout.
It's only a pleasure, and I can't wait for us to give us a head turn, flex that crown.
Jazakallah so much.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.